Today is a very special day. Today we get to celebrate not only the man that brought us into this world, but the giant that let us sit on their shoulders so that we could reach our goals. Today we celebrate our dads, our personal superheroes.
Father's Day is a time not only just to celebrate, but it's a time to let dads know that they mean something to the family dynamic, that they're significant, that they're needed, but not just needed, they're wanted.
For the whole world to just take a day to stop and acknowledge men for what we do as husbands, as fathers, as leaders.
As an influencer, as a provider, a protector for my kids. I have 5 kids, and so, every day for me is a learning opportunity to be that for them. We live in a world right now with so many distractions, right? The family structure's getting pulled by so much. But when I come home and I see my kids and I see them smiling, and especially on Father's Day, it makes me know that I still got work to do and I need to be there for them, And so I appreciate Father's Day. I appreciate just the opportunity I have to be that for them.
Not having a father, or not growing up with a father, I should say, it impacted my life heavily. It was, I had a lot of questions, a lot of doubts. Who am I? Am I good enough? But trying to figure out who I was in that process made me realize that when I become a father, I want to make sure that my kids know who they are and whose they are going forward in life.
I love being a husband, and being a father is right there. Like, I knew it was one of my callings to be a father, to raise this young man and this young girl to become people of character and integrity who would go on to flourish and blossom in this world to make an impact.
Oh man, being a dad, being a father is the best thing. It's the best job I could have. Worst pay, best benefits. Next to Jesus Christ, of course, that is. God has the best retirement benefits.
I've realized that, when it comes to me just getting up, going to work, whether I'm in pain, whether I'm in a good mood, whether I'm having a good day, that doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's a selfless act that I have to continue to make year after year after year to provide for my family. God said for men to go out and provide for their family, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Being a dad has uplifted me and made me challenge myself to become better, to show my sons, my friends' sons, daughters, how to be and what to expect out of a man.
I want my daughters to have a hard time to find a real man just because of the example that I set forth in front of them.
I feel as though that my daughters need to see their father worshiping God, loving God. This is me, right? It's BJ Roper. So everybody else may believe different, but I believe that my daughters need to see their father engaging God, worshiping God unashamedly. Most men don't have no problem going to a game of their choice and being loud for that team. But I'm a firm believer that the same energy that I put for my favorite team and for my favorite thing, I need to give that to God and then some. So the legacy that I want to leave is that BJ served God and he loved God. He was a man after God's own heart. To me, that's, when I think about David in the scriptures, to me, that's one of the most hugest compliments that you could ever give a man. And that's the legacy that I want to leave behind for my daughters, so that they know that my father was a worshiper of the Lord. And he sought to glorify God in everything that he did. He wasn't perfect, but he definitely knew who was, and he strived to be in right relationship with him all the time.
I really want to leave a legacy of what good men do exist stands for. I want to leave that legacy that good men do exist, good fathers do exist, and we are around, and my kids can understand that. So when they get older, when my sons get older, they understand to live that out for their kids. And my daughter can know, you know what? My father was a good man, and so I know what to look for in a man. God-fearing, being there for their family. And so I want to leave that understanding that, the narrative that we know about society, good men do exist, and we're here.
Father's Day is a time of joy, celebration, and remembrance. It's a time to celebrate our men. It's a time to uplift them. It's a time to make them feel needed and make them feel valued, because they are. We have not even begun to allow our men to reach their full potential because we've limited our definition of manhood to a false sense of physical security. Being a man is less about being the breadwinner and more about using your unique God-given talents to make your community better, to raise your families, to make an impact in the world. It's time to raise our young kings and queens to learn that they do not have to be slaves to the perceptions of society. It's time to raise our young kings and queens to understand that they do not have to compare their lives to a world that's been edited to perfection via social media. Manhood is so much bigger than the definitions that we limit it to. Kings, you are needed, you are valued, you are important, you are unique. You were not born to just wake up, work a job, go to sleep, and then one day die. You were born for a bigger purpose than yourselves. Happy Father's Day.